Hi, this is Thomas, and today I'm going to show you how to use Polly Plastics Moldable Plastics. Before we get started, remember to be careful to avoid burns when working with hot water, hot moldable plastic, stovetops, heat guns, and hair dryers. And always supervise any children under the age of 7. Alright, using your stovetop, you're going to want to heat a container of water to about 150 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the temperature that the plastic actually melts at. If the water starts to boil, you're going to want to turn the temperature down a little bit. My stove's set at about medium heat right now, which is right at the right temperature for this plastic. After a few minutes, once the plastic has cooled down and you're molding it, you can go ahead and turn your heat down to low, so you can come back to it if you need to reheat a piece so that you can mold it for a longer time. You're going to remove some pellets. I have a 5-pound bag here. I keep a 1/4 of a cup scoop in there just so I can scoop it out. You're going to put it in the boiling water, in the hot water I should say, just below boiling in my pot here. It starts out as a white pellet. How long do you leave it in for? You may notice that the color has changed in a matter of maybe 5-10 seconds from white to clear color. This means that it's ready to come out of the water. If you have sensitive hands, I would suggest wearing gloves for this. Me personally, I do not. So I'm going to use my tongs. You can use a spoon. I would recommend silicone because it doesn't like to stick to it that great. But you're going to want to shake off the excess water. And once you get that water off, I'm just going to kind of hover over here for a second and show you. You could stick it on parchment paper. I use a Pyrex glass just so that I don't have to be holding it while it's extremely hot. Or I put it in here and then I take it over to my workstation to actually start working with it. So you may see that when you see me building stuff, there's usually a Pyrex glass next to me. That's what it's for. Or for when I'm cooling it down. Because this product will stick to other things. It especially loves sticking to plastic. So acrylic, vinyl, PVC, polystyrene, polyester, ABS, all those plastics, it'll bind to it and it doesn't want to let go. It also sticks to fingernail polish, so make sure you get clean hands and be careful if you ladies or guys have fingernail polish on. It will attach to fabric, but it can be pulled off. You just got to let it cool down. And it also attaches to metal. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the water so that we can add color to it. So I'm just kind of spreading it out. Not really so that it melts easier, but I'm going to make a spot for me to put these colored pellets into. It does not take a lot. If you look at this chart they give you when you get the mixing colors, this chart kind of shows you how many pellets you need to put in there according to how much you already have in the pot. So I put a 1/4 of a cup. This chart reads for every tablespoon, that's how many pellets you're putting in there. So if I wanted a really light yellow, I'd put 3 yellow in there. If I wanted a really dark black, if I wanted black, I'd put 8 of them, 8 of the black pellets in there. So depending on how much you have in there is how many pellets you need to put. So it does not take a lot. I've got a 1/4 of a cup. Simple math tells me that a 1/4 of a cup has 4 tablespoons in there. So according to the chart, if I want a really bright yellow, which I do, I need 5 yellow for every tablespoon, so that is 20. Literally a pinch. A pinch. That's probably enough right there. I still got half of my pinch left. Put that back over to the side. Now we're just going to let the plastic melt. Okay, just like we did before, except it's not going to change color really. you're just going to kind of see it, kind of start to stick to what we already got down there. Alright, let's go ahead and pull this bad boy up. Like I said, make sure to shake off the water so you don't get a geyser surprise when you start to squeeze the plastic out. And if you look, it just looks like the pellets are in there, but if you start to mix it, you can see that the dye that's in there is melted. So the more I work it, the more it incorporates that color in there, and the yellower it becomes. Yellower, I'm sure that's a word. Looks like some Laffy Taffy. Now if you didn't want to use the pellets, you could melt this plastic, form it into your shapes, and paint it. You can use pretty much, I've used acrylic paints and I've used an aerosol can, and they don't have a problem with it holding to the plastic. Once you've cooled down the product and you're satisfied with it, if you want to make little tweaks to it or sand it so it's smooth, you can go over it with some sandpaper. You can drill it, you can varnish it, you can paint the parts that you made. You could even super glue it to other pieces. So if you wanted to super glue it to, say, a staff, you're making a wizard staff, you can make the piece individually. Ooh, nice catch. And super glue it or hot glue it even to the top of it to finish it off. I hope you guys had a great time using our products. Be sure to visit polyplastics.com to see the complete line of products. My name is Thomas, and I hope you learned something from this, and I hope that you'll have fun making stuff. Thanks.